When it comes to fire, the most common color is probably orange or red, and this is usually from burning something like wood. What I've always found interesting, though, was how many other colors are possible, and it can really depend on what's burning. For example, if I add a solution of boric acid and methanol and light it on fire, I get a really nice green color. I can also throw some aluminum into an acidic copper solution and get a blue flame. What I think is even cooler, though, is what happens when I burn nitromethane. It actually doesn't burn on its own, and I have to give it a boost with some methanol. Now when I try it, I get a flame that has almost no color. There is a slight hint of yellow, but besides that, it almost looks like it's in black and white. In my opinion, it kind of looks fake, and I think this is better than anything with color. Phosphorus is an element that can come in a few different forms. One of the most reactive forms is white phosphorus, and a while ago, I was able to get some chunks of it. It's stored underwater to protect it from air, and the moment I take it out, it starts smoking. This is because it's reacting with oxygen and letting off phosphorus oxides. It's often used to make large amounts of smoke, but it's also sometimes used as a weapon, which is a bit terrifying. This is because white phosphorus is not only very toxic, it's also super hard to put out when it's on fire. To test this, I'm just going to light this small piece. It immediately starts burning and splashing, but I can put it out by just smothering it, which makes it seem not that bad. However, because it's so reactive with air, this is what happens when I take away the dish. What I have here is something called ferrofluid, and if I put a magnet under it, it's able to make these really weird spikes. Then, if the magnet's pulled away, the spikes all magically disappear, and this honestly kind of blows my mind every time I see it. What I also think is interesting, though, is what happens if I put it directly onto the magnet. It doesn't really spike like before, but it becomes super slippery. It's actually able to hold itself up, sitting on top of the ferrofluid, and it glides around with what feels like no friction. Personally, though, my favorite thing is what it can do on paper. It's able to slide super effortlessly, and it feels like the smoothest marker I've ever used. The line that it makes is also shockingly clean, and I just think it's pretty cool.